I feel very strongly that gotta earn every vote.
Kamala Harris was back in familiar territory Friday, arguably the most sought-after turf in presidential politics, Pennsylvania.
We're going to be spending a lot more time in Pennsylvania.
Riding high after what polls showed was a commanding debate performance in Philadelphia on Tuesday, Harris is now in the final sprint, turning the focus from her personal story to her plans.
Madam Vice President, Brian Taft, nice to meet you.
Those plans, the subject of our wide-ranging exclusive interview, her first since the debate. On the biggest issue in voters' minds, the economy.
When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
And creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business. So my opportunity economy plan includes giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. It used to be $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000.
Harris also touted the plan to incentivize the construction of 3 million new homes across America and tax credits of up to $25,000 to help first-time homebuyers afford them. On crime, in guns specifically,
I want to talk about your values on this issue. When it comes to gun ownership, where do you draw the line in America on gun ownership and gun use?
Brian, I am a gun owner, and Tim Walz, my running mate, is also a gun owner. We're not taking anybody's guns away. I support the Second Amendment, and I support reasonable gun safety laws.
Harris supports an assault weapons ban and universal background checks. But here in part of the state where Trump's signs are almost omnipresent, we also talked about her opponent and his support.
I wonder how you distill it. What do you understand his appeal to be, and how do you speak to his voters, or maybe people who just share his values but are open to something else?
In my heart, I know, in my soul, I know that the vast majority of us as Americans have so much more in common than what separates us. Most Americans want a leader who brings us together as Americans and not someone who professes to be a leader who is trying to have us point our fingers at each other. I think people are exhausted with that approach, to be honest with you.
As for her approach, spending the next several weeks drawing a contrast with her opponent and even her current boss, Joe Biden.
I offer a new generation of leadership. My focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up to the 21st century.